Imposter syndrome. It is that voice in your head that whispers, you're not ready, you don't know enough, you suck, who do you think you are? It's something that almost every online business manager and service support professional experiences at some point. And here is the most frustrating part, is that it doesn't go away, trust me, because you gain experience. In fact, the more you grow, the more imposter syndrome can creep in. So maybe you have landed bigger clients and raised your rates and really, you're confident that you feel that you've stepped into a leadership role. And then suddenly this self-doubt voice inside of your head is louder than ever. I remember my first few months stepping into the OBM space. I had years of experience running teams and setting up systems and managing businesses because I had a landscape company and, I managed the sales and all of the customer support. I didn't physically do the work, but I managed all of the operations. I still really felt, who am I to be doing this? And what if they figure out that I'm not actually all that good? And I see this with my students inside of OBM school all the time, even those like myself who have years and years and years of experience. And even some of those who really hesitate to even call themselves an OBM or charge what they are worth. But here's what I want you to know today, that imposter syndrome is not truth. It is a conditioned response built on limiting beliefs and outdated survival instincts. And when you understand where it comes from, you can really stop letting it run the show. So today on the episode, I want to talk about and I want to unpack where imposter syndrome comes from, the physical and the psychological reasons we stay stuck, and then I want to share with you my 5 most powerful strategies to really break free from it and step into confidence. Let's dive in. So as I mentioned, imposter syndrome is sneaky. It makes you believe that you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out. And it convinces you that everyone else is thriving effortlessly while you are just getting by. And for OBMs and service providers, it often looks like feeling like you need more experience before you can confidently charge higher rates. It might also look like undercharging because you really, unfortunately, doubt the value that you bring. And it might lead you to avoid leadership opportunities because you assume that others are more qualified and can do the job better. And it often shows up as working for free to gain experience or get testimonials, even when you're already delivering high value work. And I know this to be true because unfortunately, when I first started off, I worked for free to get testimonials. And it is just not the thing that I recommend that you guys do. So let's look at where this really comes from, because imposter syndrome is more than just our thoughts, right? Like I actually, when I feel it, it's very physical for me. It's almost like a physical response that I have. And when you step outside of your comfort zone, your brain literally interprets it as a threat. And this activates your fight or flight response. So you might notice that when you are feeling this, you have a racing heart, maybe you have some tightness in your chest or sweaty palms, or maybe you've got like a lump in your throat. This is your body trying to keep yourself safe from rejection, embarrassment, or failure. Because the truth is that your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat, like a car that's about to hit you speeding at 100 miles an hour, or a perceived threat, like raising your rates, okay, or having a difficult conversation with a client. It reacts the same way. And because discomfort feels real, and it is a real physiological feeling, many of us retreat. We don't send that email. We lower our rates. We stay small. And what if instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, you saw it as a green light, a sign that you are growing, right? We lovingly call this growing pains, right? So I want you to really, when you're feeling like this, one of the things that I really love to do is I have like an affirmation that fear is not a warning sign. It's proof that I'm expanding beyond my comfort zone. Now, I want to share with you some of the strategies that I have honed over the years that I feel like have really, really helped me break free from imposter syndrome. So the first strategy for me really comes about from owning your expertise. And this is owning your expertise without waiting for more credentials, right? We have many students like this, but there's one in particular that I remember, and her name is Emily. And Emily came into our accreditation program with 10 plus years of experience managing operations, leading teams, and running entire businesses behind the scenes. I remember at one point she said to me, I've managed a budget of $3 million for marketing. And my jaw dropped because when it came time to call herself an online business manager, she completely froze. And she was like, maybe I need to do the PMP certification, then I'll feel ready. But here is the absolute truth. No amount of training will make you feel ready, okay, if you don't already believe in your skills. And the thing that I know to be true in the OBM space is there are a ton of transferable skills from day-to-day life, 9-to-5s, corporate jobs, being a parent, surviving in the world that we live in, that really marry over nicely into OBM work. But if you're already working as a service support professional or as an online business manager, I want you to write down 5 ways that you've already provided value in your OBM work. And then look at that list when your doubt creeps in. An affirmation that I like to sort of couple with this, or something that I often tell myself is, and I've been doing this for more than a decade, and I still, before I start working with any client, I say to myself, I already have everything that I need to succeed. I trust my experience. Because I'll say it again, confidence comes from doing. Okay, which leads me to my next strategy. So maybe some of you haven't worked as an OBM before and you're thinking to yourself, Sarah, that's great for people who have worked as an OBM, but I have never worked as an OBM. If you're just getting started, my best recommendation, my best strategy for you is to create a win file, because your brain needs proof. Right? Your brain needs proof. It's very simple. Your brain naturally focuses on what went wrong more than what went right, unfortunately. So this is why I tell all my students to create a win file. Now, what's in it? So every time a client praises your work or a team member, or you feel like you've done something really good, write it down. Take some screenshots. Maybe take a screenshot of that email that your client wrote to you and they were like, wow, you saved me. You made that launch so easy. I could actually sleep at nighttime. Wow, what peace of mind. Screenshot that, put it in a folder, okay? If you have notes that you took from projects that went really well, write it down. Like maybe you were able to turn around a launch that was like really going sideways, and in the end it was really successful. Write that down. And if you know OBM school and you've been in some of our programs, you know that this is what also can create a great foundation for making it easy for you to craft testimonials that your clients can approve for you to use in your marketing collateral. We recently had a student inside of our OBM school who, on a hot seat coaching call with our accreditation students, I was speaking with one of our OBMs, and she said to me, I feel like I'm not good at managing launches. And so I asked her, have you ever managed a launch before that went smoothly? And she said, yes, I've done 5 of them. Again, it doesn't matter how much experience you have. You need to start your win file today so that when self-doubt creeps in and you have all of this negativity boiling up in your brain, you can read through it. And so for her, it would have been something along the lines of, I have a proven track record of success and I'm capable of managing successful launches. Now, my next tip, or my next strategy, is stop using free work as a confidence crutch. This is so common. I did it myself, as I confessed. Many new OBMs believe that they need to work for free before they can earn the right to charge. But free work doesn't build confidence. It only builds resentment, my friends. Now, as I mentioned in myself, I did this at the beginning. Instead of charging for my services, I took I would say, the lazy route. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to work with this client for free. She's going to create a testimonial for me, and it's going to be amazing. And I can tell you wholeheartedly that it absolutely sabotaged my relationship with this client. It set bad expectations so that even though I did have quite a long working relationship with that client, I never really felt that she appreciated what I was doing for her. I always felt resentful a little bit, and I certainly felt undervalued. It really set the wrong expectation. So if you're doing free work, at the very least, now set a date for when it ends. And even if it's a discounted rate, it's still better than free. But if you are discounting your rates, here's an affirmation for you. I am worthy of being paid for my expertise and time. I am worthy, right? And my next strategy is all about the fear surrounding imposter syndrome, right? So when you reframe your fear, you recognize that confidence really comes from taking action. So confidence isn't just something that you get before you act. It's truly something that you build by taking action, right? When I launched my OBM business, I had no idea if it would work, okay? But I just made the decision. I was going to take action before I felt ready, and that's really what changed everything for me. I want you to think right now, what's a small action that you can take today that feels slightly outside of your comfort zone, and then do it, okay? Maybe it's attending an event, a conference. Maybe it's reaching out to somebody from your past that has a business, and it's just about asking them, what they're doing, learning a little bit more about them. The truth is that action creates confidence. And I love the mantra of, I move forward even when I feel fear. Because I move forward even when I feel fear. Obviously, and I feel like this goes without saying, but my fifth and probably one of the most important ones is surround yourself with people who believe in you. Imposter syndrome truly, truly, truly thrives in isolation. And this is why mentorship and peer support are truly game changers. So you get to borrow their belief, right? Until you build it yourself. So I really want you to find a mentor, join a mastermind, and get into a room where people can see your potential. And start saying to yourself, I am surrounded by people who see my strength and remind me of my value. And know that community is where it's at. That leads me to let you guys know that we have an amazing opportunity. We are running our live OBM week. This is a completely free event happening March 25th to the 27th. You can RSVP for free at obmschool.com/OBM-week. And this is really an opportunity to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are also leveling up, putting themselves outside of their comfort zone, battling imposter syndrome head on. And during OBM week, we are going to be covering a lot of things to do with being an online business manager, starting from mindset to learning the skills to landing the right kind of clients. And I want to extend a warm welcome to invite you there. Again, you can learn more at obmschool.com/OBM-week. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to take one thing away from today's episode, it is that you are already more capable than you think. Imposter syndrome doesn't mean you're not ready. It just means you're stepping into something bigger. And the best way to silence self-doubt is by taking action before you feel ready. And if you are ready to be surrounded by people who see your potential and want to help you step into leadership, join me for OBM week. It's happening March 25th to the 27th, and I would love to see you there. You can sign up at obmschool.com/OBM-week. Until next time, keep going, keep growing, and remember, leadership starts with the decision to show up. I hope I see you guys during OBM week live. We will have crazy giveaways and amazing tips. So be sure to sign up, RSVP, and book it in your calendar so that you can attend OBM week live.